Hey guys, I'm Lindsay.
And I'm Mike.
This is a Disney for Couples podcast. It's your hub of information about traveling to the Disney parks as a couple or as Disney adults. We don't talk about what to pack in your diaper bag, where to park your stroller, that you can't bring strollers into the land pavilion even though everybody does.
Yeah.
We don't talk about height requirements or where you can get kids meals because why, Mike?
Because Walt Disney World is not a place where the little ones should frolic.
I feel like you need to learn the tagline at this point.
Maybe everyone else needs to learn my taglines.
That change every week.
That's right.
Because Disney is no place for kids.
That's right.
Right. What are we talking about today?
Today, we're going to be talking about our favorite queues and our least favorite queues at the 4 main Walt Disney World parks.
Yep. So we've each chosen one queue that we love that we're saying is the quote unquote best and one that's the quote unquote worst. This is not an exhaustive list. We just each chose one of each from each park.
That's right.
And Mike doesn't know what I chose, but I know what he chose.
Right.
Because
right.
I'm better than you.
I understand.
No. No, because I wanted to make sure I didn't overlap because that would be a really boring episode.
It would be.
Okay. Do you want to start?
Sure.
Okay.
So
Magic Kingdom.
Okay. So at Magic Kingdom, my favorite queue is the queue for Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Great choice.
I think that queue is so endearingly lived in. The Imagineers
We did a good job.
They really went above and beyond to kind of paint this after like an epilogue almost to the storyline of The Princess and the Frog, because it's not a story that is taking place in the context of the film, like in the movie. It's after the fact.
Yeah, it's like a natural continuation because she's
right.
opened the restaurant, Tiana's Palace, which is the restaurant she opens when she becomes a princess.
Yeah. And it's just to me, it's a real like classic reminder of the amazing work the Imagineers can do, because there's not any part of that queue that doesn't have some kind of really thoughtful theming. Even soundtrack wise, there's that New Orleans music station playing through a lot of the walkthrough. It's truly remarkable, adorable. There's that middle scene where it's like her office or something like that?
Yeah,
like
behind the glass.
Yeah. Just really great stuff. They really went above and beyond.
You couldn't go through that queue enough to really appreciate every single little thing in it. Mm-hmm. And even though Tiana had, unless you're on a lightning lane, like when we went, did we just go on the line? I don't think we had a lightning lane.
Yeah, I think so.
And even though the regular line is moving slow, you still can't go slow enough to appreciate everything. I was like kind of dragging myself through it because I wanted to just stand there and like look at everything, especially on our first time.
Yeah, I actually think that queue could really use some additional like HVAC air movement.
Oh yeah, there's that one spot that is really, really particularly hot.
But it's so good that like I want to fight through all of my like complaints about heat and humidity because I want to see every ounce of detail. It like reminds me of the old days, like almost like the Walt era days of painting story into these attractions.
Yeah, and the trucks outside, we watched something about how those trucks outside are hand painted. They don't cut corners, the Imagineers.
No, definitely not.
That queue has never been particularly comfortable when it comes to like temperature. It's always been kind of humid because it's a wet ride. It just feels wet. When it was Splash Mountain, it just feels like, yeah, and it's half open air. It's kind of like inside, but everything is still open. So
yeah, and compared to like the Splash Mountain queue too, there were definitely elements of the Splash Mountain queue that I liked, but there's so much more this time around. The Splash Mountain theming was pretty light.
Yeah, definitely. They definitely did a lot more with the space.
Yes.
Good choice.
Thank you.
Very good choice. And I have to say, I don't remember, you remember music way more than I do. Mm-hmm. I don't remember specifically what was playing in the queue, But if it's anything like the music from the movie,
Yeah, it's like jazzy.
that is, in my opinion,
Orleans
the
tunes.
best Disney movie music ever.
It's really good.
I basically built like our entire sticker business listening to that soundtrack. Because the soundtrack's all about like, you know, following your dreams and working hard, and like that soundtrack built Magical Sticker Shop.
That's right. Do you want me to jump right into my worst?
Why don't I do my best at Magic Kingdom?
Yeah, trade off.
My best. Okay, this is going to surprise you because this is not a ride I talk about that much or
Okay.
even care that much for. But I love the queue, especially at Christmas time. Can you guess?
You love it, especially at Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm just anxious. No. tell
Jungle
me.
Cruise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not like one of my favorite rides. We don't go on it that much when we go there.
Yeah.
But I really like that queue.
That's a great
it's
choice.
A little similar to Tiana's, where it's this kind of like workplace queue where it's like where the jungle navigation, the skippers are working.
Right.
But there's just so much to look at.
In such a small space.
It's a small space. It really is welcome that there's so much to look at because it's hot.
And there's a lot of waiting.
That's an outdoor queue by the water.
Right.
So like hello humidity. And it's really especially cute. I super appreciate like the dad jokes and the corniness at Christmas time with all the like, because they change the queue. They update the queue for Christmas at Christmas time, which they don't do with most rides. I just really like that queue. I wish I could like walk through that and not go on the ride.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like the Jungle Cruise queue?
I do. It crossed my mind as like a selection amongst a few others that I would pick for my best.
I thought you were going to pick Pirates. Not that there's that much to see on Pirates, but it's just so like, I like the covered part of the first part. It's just so...
It's immersive.
It's just so Pirates.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So now do you want to get into the worst of Magic Kingdom queues?
Yeah, you start.
And I'm going to trade them back to me?
Yeah.
All right. My choice is Astro Orbiter.
Oh, God.
It's, if I remember correctly, it's similar to the People Movers queue for the first maybe 2/3 of it. But then the part that really made me think of it as being my least favorite is when they shove everybody into that elevator and then you go up all of, I don't know, 2 stories, but it feels like the longest elevator ride of your life. And then when you get to the top, you wait to be called as part of a larger group to get in the vehicles. It feels very un-Disney to me, especially the like, everyone get in the elevator, we're shutting the doors part.
It feels very antiquated Disney, and I usually like the stuff that feels like classic Disney. Even sometimes when you get into an older ride and you're like, oh, like the seats are more narrow. Or when you, in Disneyland, for example, when you're waiting on the Alice in Wonderland dark ride queue, and the queue is so narrow.
Right.
I think of that as like original Disney stuff.
Sure.
Before they got more accommodating for just comfort. But that is an exception to the rule of me liking that stuff. That waiting for that, we've only gone on that one time together.
Never again.
Waiting for that ride was a nightmare. And if you remember, one of the reasons why we waited so long is because one of the elevators was broken.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Totally unlike what they did with a lot of rides in later years. Or actually, I don't know when the People Mover, like moving like
the conveyor
belt thing. I don't know if that was there from the beginning. That's brilliant because it keeps you moving all the time. The elevator, it's just the slowest way to get on a ride, and it doesn't fit that many people. And if one is broken, like when we were there, forget it.
And
that
then
was just such a waste of time.
And then when you get up there, it's like Magic Carpets of Aladdin or Dumbo the Flying Elephant. You got to wait. You have to wait for the cycles to push through. You know, you have people up in the air for a minute and a half at a time, I think, or maybe a little less. But, I mean, once you get up there from that elevator, you've already been waiting for God knows how long. And then you have to wait out the ride cycles to get your shot at getting in the ride.
Yeah, and the seats on the ride are uncomfortable.
Oh,
they
suck.
say that 2 adults can fit in it. There's no way.
Yeah,
Like there's
not in
no
your
way.
wildest
2
dreams.
adults who are sized like children maybe. I remember when we went on it and the couple like who was also on the ride got off and they said they should not say that 2 adults can go in one ride together. Yeah, that is, forget it. Never again.
Right. All right, dearie, throwing it over to you.
Okay, I think you're going to be mad at me.
Okay.
But my quote unquote worst of Magic Kingdom is Space Mountain.
Okay.
Do you like the Space Mountain queue?
Purely because of me being such a big fan of Space Mountain, but I can see why the queue is unlikable.
Yeah. Okay. So here are my feelings about the Space Mountain queue. I love the music. I love the Space Mountain.
That's my favorite part.
I just like listen to that music sometimes when I'm like when I need white noise in my ears when I'm working or something. I really like the Space Mountain queue because it reminds me of going on that ride like my whole life. Yeah. I picture standing on that queue with my brother. I picture standing on it with my cousin, Scotty, when we would go together. And like, you're so excited to get onto the roller coaster because it's such an exciting ride that like being on that queue is, you're really built up. It's super immersive. There's no windows. There's what looks like windows, but it's into space.
Right.
But there's really nothing to it. And if there's a long line, which there often is, you're just like on that boring queue.
Yeah. It's definitely one of the rides where if you're stuck like in the middle of the queue, it literally looks like there's no end.
It's just a hallway. It's like a big hallway.
An endless hall. Yep.
As much as I like it for like nostalgia's sake, and I do like when you finally get into the loading area, it's really exciting to see like, because the cast members' costumes are great, and like you see the ride vehicles that look like rocket ships pulling up, and it's like, you're getting into. It's exciting, but it's not a good queue.
Yeah.
I don't even necessarily want them to do anything to it.
Right.
I'm like happy with it being kind of a boring queue. And Disneyland tops it for boring because Disneyland's not even themed. You're just like walking through a building.
You're outside too.
Yeah,
you're
and
just
it's
like
really long and you're going up.
Yeah,
it's like
it
all
was
like
very
up.
strange. Yeah.
I know that queue there reminds me of some of the queues in Walt Disney World during COVID where you were like routed different areas, but that's just like how you wait in Disneyland.
Right. Yeah. Very good pick. So
Epcot?
Now we're going to Epcot.
Okay. Do you want me to start this time? I'll start with my best.
Go for it.
So this is kind of a funny choice for me because...
I have a funny choice too.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Mine is Soarin' Around the World.
Okay.
The reason it's funny
that
is
was one of my picks for least favorite.
I had a feeling. I think it would be most people's picks for least favorite. What is ironic to me that I chose this is that whenever I see the Soarin' queue, I always say the last thing I want to see right now is something that looks like an airport.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to think about leaving. That said, I think it's really well done. Even like the waiting area by like the bathrooms right at the entrance of the queue looks like you're in an airport. The like seats look like you're in an airport. It just really feels like it. They did a really good job. I think it's clever for them to have put the trivia up on the screens. I think they need like more rounds because if you're standing online, you'll play the same trivia like a bunch of times over. I think that's really smart though. I wish more queues would do that.
That it's a fun element. And
I really like the pre-show
with Patrick Warburton.
Yeah, I just think it's fun. It's always been like that. I don't know if it was different when the ride like first opened, but for as long as I can remember, that's been the pre-show. And there's just really something about that queue that I might not like waiting on it, and it feels like endless. But I do really appreciate like how well they nailed the airport theming.
I respect that. That's unfortunately the reason why it would be one of my least favorite picks because I hate feeling like I'm in an airport.
Yeah, I don't like the reminder of like you're gonna be traveling home eventually very soon.
So my choice for my favorite Epcot queue is actually Frozen Ever After. And
very good.
And I am not a big fan of the ride. I wish I could have seen it as Maelstrom. That said, I think that the queue is extremely immersive. If you're an adult Frozen fan, you will go nuts. It feels like you're in the world of Frozen. Are there interactive parts?
Okay, so I never remember what that queue is like. Every time we go on that ride, I go, this is what the queue looks like.
So
I always forget.
so
It
I-
looks like it's outside, right?
Well, I can think of two main segments. There's sort of like the haberdashery. I'm not very up on Frozen, so I don't know where characters go in the films, but it's like the general store or something. That's one main part, and there's like a screen effect of some B character that like fades in and out once in a while. It's really cool.
there's that guy with the accent. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know Frozen well enough to know anybody's
That's
name.
Mr. Frozen.
No, that's the guy who runs that like little
Haberdashery, just like
the little store,
like a
but,
depot, yeah.
But in like the in the mountains in the snow,
Right,
And
right.
that window, I think he's in the sauna.
Mm-hmm. And then when you go into it's like a little hamlet, like there's a town scene. It's really cool. That's the segment I think right before load in, and I was thinking Frozen versus Remy, because they both have similar like town scenes, and the Frozen one, it's just so good. They did a great job, I think.
It's really great looking. Imagineers are really good at making indoors look like outdoors.
Yeah,
Like
you're
in
not
the
kidding.
Mexico pavilion,
Oh, yeah.
they do that too. That Frozen queue, it's always like a surprise to me because, like I said, I never remember what it looks like. I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know if I've been on it that many times. I think I've been on it like
I've only been on it
twice or
yeah.
maybe one. No, because when I went with my family, the trip that you weren't on, I didn't go on that.
Mhm.
They did. So yeah, it's always like a little surprise. And you disembark from the ride vehicle also looks like is it like right there? Is it
I
like
don't
you
recall.
I don't think you get off where people get on, but it
Okay.
like looks the same. It
Yeah.
like looks like you're outside. Yeah, really, really cute.
The other thing that made Frozen win over Remy was me remembering how exhausting all the hairpins were in the queue for Remy, where like it becomes sort of unthemed in parts and you can't see what's around the next corner more than once, and it starts to feel like, oh my god, like this is never gonna end.
Yeah, you don't like that queue. I don't know what you mean. It's a very long queue.
Uh-huh.
And they have all of those blind corners so that you can't
Yeah.
see how far you are from the ride. But
Mhm.
I actually really love that queue. It again, you're like outside,
Mm-hmm.
but you're inside, but it's made to look like you're outside. And I just, it feels so romantically like French
Sure.
to me.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
love the music, and I love when you get to the end and there's like everything is getting bigger because as you're getting closer to boarding the ride, it's like you're becoming the size
a
of
rat.
a rodent.
Yep.
But it's just really, I think it's a really well done queue. But those like maze parts feel like a fire hazard.
I know.
honestly.
We've said
I
that
always think
since
like,
we
what
were
if there's
in
an
it.
emergency?
I know. What's your favorite for Epi?
My favorite for Epcot. I said my favorite. It's Soarin. I started.
Oh, my
remember?
bad. My bad.
Worst.
My
I'm
bad.
more on to the worst.
Yeah.
My worst is the Seas with Nemo and Friends.
Oh, okay.
I hate that queue.
I'm gonna take a nap.
I hate everything
just tell
about.
me when you're done.
I like the building because it's got the aquarium, but I hate that ride.
Uh-huh.
I hate that ride. That is the most. I mean, we're not talking about the ride.
Mhm.
We should do a whole podcast. We should do an episode about like our least favorite rides.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that queue.
Uh-huh.
Here's why. It's insanely long.
It's
I don't know why
long.
they ever thought that that they were going to have that much of a line ever.
All
I
the
don't
people
get
are
it.
coming for the fish.
You know who needs that size of a line? Peter Pan. Peter Pan
Yeah,
has a
you're not
tiny
right,
line and it's
right.
always like outside. Finding Nemo ride queue is so long and it's so dark.
I was gonna say that.
It's so dark. It's
dark.
completely inside. It's supposed to look like you're under the sea.
Uh-huh.
And you like and so there's all these like light effects on the ground, like a fish, like if you had light reflecting in the water. It is so, I turn into like like a grandmother when I'm on that. I'm like, somebody's gonna trip. Like you're gonna
Yeah.
get how could
That's
an older person who can't see well like navigate this? It's so stupid.
It's a stinker.
It's just so stupid.
Yep.
I hate it.
So now
Your worst.
my worst in
You
I was
didn't do
about
your
to jump
worst,
ship
right?
to another park. Yeah, my worst queue in Epcot, which pains me to say it slightly, is Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind.
Very surprised to see that this was your least favorite queue.
Without
but
a
we've
doubt.
also waited. It's a pain in the
Unfortunately,
neck to wait in.
yeah, unfortunately, without a doubt, it's my least favorite queue, and I like kept coming back to it when I would try to get another pick in that might overthrow it. It's so painful because it's not only one of the best rides at Epcot, it's one of my favorite rides, period, bar none of all time. The queue for that ride,
Well, there's like so many.
there's like
7.
5 or 6 sections. If you're in standby, the standby is like maybe the first or second time when you haven't like seen it ad nauseum as we have, you know, some of the exhibits that they have in the like Worlds of Xandar exhibition space or whatever are kind of interesting, or, you know, nice nods to Epcot history. But it goes on forever. It's a really, really long queue. And then what really kills it for me is those stupid pre-shows. I was about to say other words. They're just,
Yeah, I know.
you know, once you have seen that pre-show once, it's already too much. It's so long, and
there's 2 pre-shows.
There's 2. Yep, there's the Glenn Close segment. Oh no, there's like Glenn Close, Terry Crews, and then it goes into them in the next space
next one. Yeah,
with the celestial monster. Yeah, it's so long, and that's not the end. Once you get
You're in
through
another queue.
Once you get through those 2 segments, you have to go through another queue that's harder to navigate than the first queue. It's all,
and it's not single file. Now you're filtering out of a room with a bunch of people who have been waiting by that door
because they know.
Some people I've been in there when they shove the door, when they open the door.
Yeah.
When they open the mechanical door that you're not supposed to open to get through. It's so obnoxious. So
Yeah.
if anybody's never been on it, I just want to quickly like explain really, really fast the different sections. You walk into the building. There's a big, it's cool looking. I remember the
like
first
an
time
atrium.
we walked in there, and it's like really impressive.
Absolutely.
It's like really cool looking.
Yeah.
But there's a big, long line going up. You're going like uphill. And then after you get like past that part, then you're in a section of the queue where there's like stuff to look at.
Yeah, like
there's
exhibits of Xandar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine. And you kind of circle around them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you end up in pre-show 1, which filters you into pre-show 2. And then after pre-show 2, and they're both long.
Yep.
You leave that room. And like I said, it's kind of like this happens in a lot of rides at Disney World. It's like the Haunted Mansion. It's like what's another one where you make your own line at the end of it, where you like leave as a group? Oh, like Rock and Roller Coaster, Tower of Terror. You leave that room, and now you could be 80 people behind how you started.
Yeah.
And you have to and that specifically people know, like we said, and they push their way out, and then you're on another line. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like 5 parts to that line.
And then it's from the end of the second pre-show to you getting in the ride vehicle is about 15-20 minutes, I think.
Yeah, it just takes so long. And you would think like, well, that's not a ride. You know, that's a hard ride to get on. If you have a lightning lane, you're getting on it once. You can only get 1 lightning lane a day per ride.
Because it's single pass.
Doesn't matter. No matter what. Even if you get like lightning lane, the whatever it's called now, where you can book a bunch of stuff. But I'm pretty sure that's single.
Oh yeah, I get
the
that all
single
mixed up.
pass.
I'm talking
lightning.
about the individual lightning lanes. I get that confused with they have like the new lightning lane single
multi-pass. But even if you do a multi-pass, I believe you can only ride 1 ride each.
Sure.
You can only ride each ride one time per day. It's not like you can use it and go on something 8 times.
Get ready for the episode that is the history of Lightning Lane, so that we're all experts at
the only fun thing to say about Lightning Lane is that it used to be FastPass, and I have really good memories of Scotty and I and my cousin getting into Hollywood Studios and like saying to my parents, like, we'll find you, or like we'll meet you, and running to Tower of Terror to get a FastPass, because you used to have to go to the ride. There were these like ticket machines, and you would press it and you would get a ticket, and the ticket would give you your time window to come back. And I just remember us like flying to go get it, like, because it was such a popular ride that you always had to wait hours and hours to let it go.
Right.
So anyway, yeah.
Yeah,
I know. And you would think, what I was starting to say was that, like, you would think because it's not a ride you're going to go on a million times, that it's like, well, so what? So you go on once or twice a trip and you wait on the line, and like, it doesn't matter. Every time we've gone back and we go on that ride, we're like, it doesn't matter if we haven't been on it for 6 months. It's a pain to wait through. And the pre-shows feel really corny, and like, it's just exhausting.
I'm exhausted.
It's an exhausting
just
queue experience.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, sorry, Guardians. We're leaving. We're going to Hollywood Studios, okay? And we're going to start talking about our favorite queues over there, because you made us so miserable. I'm going to tell you, I'm looking at you.
Me?
Yeah. What my favorite queue is at Hollywood Studios.
Tell us.
I am selfish. And that favorite queue of mine is Tower of Terror.
Yep.
Which is kind of an easy choice, I feel, especially for the amount that we talk about it, but I like it more than the Haunted Mansion queue.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, I feel so unsafe the closer I get to the building, the deeper I get into the lobby. Once you go through the boiler room, I feel really, really unsafe. I love the anxiety that ride builds in me, and no other ride has touched that. And the theming is incredible. They went above and beyond. It feels like a hotel of the era, like a really swanky, the Hollywood era. What is it, 20s or 30s, that the story is like. It really feels like that. It looks like it. The music, it's all perfect.
I love that queue. But that's a really good example of Disney doing a super long queue that takes a long time and you not hating it.
Yeah, totally.
There are, again, like several parts of that queue. There's the whole outdoor part where you're in like the garden or whatever of the house, and that could take a really long time,
and you'll sweat your butt off out there. You really will. Like when you're going around the greenery, especially when you get into the decrepit fountain area, like you will wait, but it's like something about the payoff of the anticipation is,
oh God, I know,
is just incredible.
I remember being a teenager and Scotty and I waiting on that line for 2.5 hours, and I remember sitting on the walls outside, those walls, and they used to have these like little spritzer fans that kind of just sprayed like a light mist of water, and it was refreshing in the extreme heat. But I just remember like sitting on the wall and then waiting, 5 or 10 minutes, and then the line moving and getting up and going down and like a little farther and jumping up on the wall. My Disney dream is to be able to walk around that lobby, because you can't walk around the lobby,
right?
As a queue, it's all
partitioned off.
Yeah,
pretty
but there's
close
so
to where
much
you walk in.
There to see.
Yeah. Yep.
I hate that boiler room. I hate that.
Out of what? Out of just like not liking it or fear or?
No, not fear. You get really anxious before the ride.
No,
I don't usually feel like that.
Never.
You get so right around there. You're always like, I'm starting to get nervous.
Yep.
No, I just don't. I mean, you're not, I don't really think you're supposed to like quote unquote like it. Like it's not a likable space.
It's hellish.
Like, it's like narrow and you're in a basement.
Every once in a while, all of the lighting strobes down there.
Does it?
Yeah.
I never noticed that. You'll have to point it out to me next time.
Yep. I'll say, hey, it's strobing.
Hey, just did it. And I'll go, I didn't notice.
You'll
like
go,
when you,
I'm booking dinner.
like, like when you leave, like when we leave like a ride and you're like, I really like the music on that ride. And I go, there was music on that ride?
Right. It wasn't until you met me that you knew Haunted Mansion had a theme song.
I mean, I knew like that. Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, I knew that they sing like in the graveyard.
Oh, we're spooky ghosts and look at us.
What's that?
That's my thought of what you thought it was before.
Was that an impression of me?
No, that was I guess an impression of what your brain thought.
You're so much better at voices than anybody listening will ever know because you're not that good on the podcast.
I do terrible voices on this podcast.
But you're so good in real life.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, agreed. I love that. I had a really hard time picking. I know I haven't even said my favorite at Hollywood Studios.
Mm-hmm.
I had a really hard time picking my least favorite. Partly because you took it.
Yeah.
But partly because I love all the queues there.
Uh-huh.
And there's like fewer rides than you would think.
There's not a lot of stuff at
Yeah,
Hollywood
and I always
Studios.
think of that park having a lot of rides, and it does when you compare it to like Epcot or Animal Kingdom.
Right.
But it doesn't have as many. And it doesn't have as many queues that are memorable to me either.
There's also a lot of meet events, like when I was on
meet.
When I was
meet,
on
like
meet and greets, yeah. When I,
I was gonna
come
say,
and get your
no,
prime
Epcot
rib.
would have the meet events with the food.
When I was looking at the attractions on Disney's site for Hollywood Studios, there was like a full third that was just like meet, everyone from the Fab Five.
I know.
And then Frozen, and then whatever movie, and then whatever movie. Like they have so much of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so my is it my turn?
Yeah.
My favorite. Can you guess my favorite?
Your favorite queue in
Hollywood Studios.
Star Tours.
No.
No? Star Tours is cute though.
I do like Star Tours because I think it goes unnoticed that you're getting on a
like it's like TSA.
You're getting on like a plane. Yeah, they're taking luggage and stuff.
Right,
you're getting on a plane. You're getting on a plane to go into space. You're getting on a spaceship.
Right.
Right.
I'm gonna guess one more time.
Okay. You've got to. I go crazy for this queue every time.
Toy Story Mania.
Yeah.
Okay.
Toy Story Mania.
Yeah.
I almost said Slinky Dog because it's
They're
similar.
very similar.
But I know Toy Story Mania's queue better, and I like it a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So I am just head over heels in love with Toy Story Land.
She was nuts every time.
I just think it's the cutest, most well done part of like any Disney park I've ever been in.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I there's not that much for us to do there. There's like the 2 rides, which if you don't have a lightning lane for them, we don't bother waiting online. But I always try to like walk through Toy Story Land because it's just so cute.
It is.
Every time you go, you like notice something you didn't notice before, and it's just so well done. Plus, everything is really big because you're a toy. You're the size of a toy. But the Toy Story Mania queue, my God, it's just the best. There's so much to look at. It's similar, not as great, but it's similar to the Mickey and Minnie's queue in Disneyland, where like every step you take, there's something to look at. Mickey and Minnie's is way more of like a set piece.
Yeah.
And has many set pieces, but Toy Story Mania, I mean, you're not at a lack of stuff to look at. There are game pieces and kids drawings and just like
tape and cardboard.
Oh my God, it's so cute.
Yeah.
And you're in Andy's room.
Uh-huh.
And the bed is huge and there's like a big outlet on the wall and the door is huge and you can just like look and look and look. And I think I always try to remember to like look for this when we're on the ride, but I think that the ride itself takes place under his bed. And I think you see that somewhere, like when you're going into the ride or leaving the ride. I think you can tell that you're going under his bed. No, like a bed skirt or like an under part of a bed or something.
Yeah. Well, I meant like maybe you see like the framing of the headboard or like
I don't know,
post.
something like that. But God, I just love that.
That's a good choice.
That queue.
So in terms of worst, I'm actually going to hand it over to you to explain my worst because I know that you already saw it, and then I want you to also explain your own worst because it it really has to come from you, because I didn't get to see this attraction in its like real prime so
Okay.
go ahead.
Okay, you'll have to remind me what it is though, because I don't have it in front of me.
It is Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, unfortunately.
I know. Okay, so Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway ride is in the Chinese Theater in Hollywood Studios at the very end of Hollywood Boulevard. It's like I almost think of it as the icon of Hollywood Studios. It's not, but it's like the building that you see. Well, that used to be the Great Movie Ride.
Right.
And the Chinese Theater is modeled after the Chinese Theater in LA, where a lot of the like movie previews are, movie premieres are. So it makes sense that the Great Movie Ride would be there.
Genius.
And that queue was so great. It looked, what is now filthy, frankly. I cannot believe Disney has something this filthy.
And that's why it's my least favorite.
It's ridiculous. It's like you're in another park.
I know.
What is now filthy and damaged, because like the wallpaper and stuff and the baseboards and everything are like really crummy looking.
Shameful.
Used to be pristine.
Yep.
Perfect. It was very dramatic. The ride is dramatic. The music is like the Great Movie Ride was dramatic. The music was dramatic. That was what was so great about it. It was this like total celebration of the like bigness of film.
Yeah.
And you would walk around the queue and there were props from movies. There was I believe that there was a horse from Mary Poppins. There were glass slippers from, I'm sorry, not glass slippers, ruby slippers from Wizard of Oz. And they were in these like display cases with plaques. So you could like read a little bit about them. It was
very charming.
It was a great queue. And it was a great ride. I would say arguably like Disney's best ride. Right.
And that's what's tough for me, because, I didn't get to experience it when it was, I can't say a superior attraction, although it really sounds like something special. But in terms of like getting the hand-me-down queue from the Great Movie Ride, it's disgraceful. It's truly like one of the laziest things Disney has ever done when pulling one ride out and putting another in.
Yeah, so what Disney World did was they just like, I can't even say they retrofitted the theater to fit Runaway Railway. They kind of did. They put the Runaway Railway like sign out front, and there's like posters on the wall that look like they're of like Mickey and Minnie shorts. Yeah. And then there's like the second part of the queue, which is really cute and themed, where you have the pre-show and then you have like
that's good stuff.
The queue that goes to the ride vehicles that looks like cartoons.
Right, but that doesn't look like anything that you had seen before.
Yeah, I guess they don't want to get rid of the Chinese theater, but like it doesn't fit anymore. It doesn't fit.
I'd be down for them doing that.
I know.
Rip it down. And oh man, what a juxtaposition too to the version of Runaway Railway that's in Disneyland, because the El Capitan Theater in Toontown, which is where that ride is in Disneyland, is adorable, and it has so many homages and thoughtful touches that kind of like reflect Fab Five history, Disney history. It's so cool. It's
just such a great queue. That queue could be, you could take the ride out and that could be an exhibit.
Oh,
like
totally.
That queue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe that that's what they decided to do. So the way that they like wedged in with the theming is that it's like their movie?
Like their movie, like, oh, I didn't even know there was.
There's
like
something like that it's like, yeah, because
link.
like in Disneyland, it's a theater. It's you're going into a theater to watch their little film, but then something goes wrong and you're in it.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of what it just is. Really, really cheaply done. I'm really shocked that like they let that fly and that they haven't announced that they're gonna fix it.
Yeah, I don't see any signs of that happening. The ride went up in 2019 with all these like plans for things going forward.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably not like a real reason for them to want to do that. And
the ride would have to go down.
right,
That's a
huge
big
draw.
ride, and it's a great ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your worst? Like your personal worst?
My worst is Rock and Roller Coaster.
Oh, okay.
Which is going to be defunct in less than a year, but by sometime next year in 2026.
I'm good to poo-poo that.
I always really liked that queue. I still I've just been on it so many times and I'm sick of it. It's looking kind of outdated. It is cute. Like, it's well done. The outdoor queue is a nothing burger. It's just nothing. Like,
right.
You're just waiting by aluminum rails. It's covered, so it's not extremely hot. It's fine. But inside, you go into what looks like a recording studio. It's cute. I think if you look up, there's like the ceiling looks like an album.
Yay.
There's like posters on the wall. I don't know. It's fine. I always really liked the pre-show. I like Aerosmith, and I like who's the guy who's in it
at the board?
Yeah, with Ken Marino. I mean, he like isn't doing anything. He's just like there.
Eliana Douglas is good in that show.
That's the manager.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's outdated now though, and like I just don't like it, and I never liked I feel the same way about the last part of the queue that looks like you're in an underground parking lot or an alleyway. Yeah, like an alleyway, like in a backstage alleyway.
Yep.
I always feel like I feel about the Tower of Terror boiler room. I just don't. It's not pleasant. It's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's cool. Like, it's really well done, but
that's where they would quote unquote like park the car that's picking you up.
Yeah, like a back alleyway,
drag you across town.
But I have to say, it's actually done so well that in my memory, when I think about walking into that part of the queue and like waiting there to get in the ride vehicle that looks like a stretch limo, I almost can smell the gasoline and I almost can feel myself stepping on gum.
Like you did it, Disney.
So it's well done. I just don't particularly like waiting on it.
Sure. That makes sense.
That's my worst.
All right. And now we're going to
the hardest park. That was you got first dibs on Animal Kingdom stuff, but I had a hard time. I kind of phoned it in.
All right. Well, phoning it in is okay now and then.
Do you want me to start now?
Yeah, go ahead. Start with the phones.
Okay. So this is kind of moot. I mean, this is like totally moot at this point, but actually the Tree of Life is my favorite one. So part of what I like about the Tree of Life, you're still going to be able to experience with the new Zootopia attraction because it's still in the tree. But so I'll kind of talk a little bit about in general what I like about the queue, and then I'll just mention quickly what I really appreciated about the It's Tough to Be a Bug queue. May it rest in peace.
All right.
But one thing that I like about going into the Tree of Life is that you get closer to some of those engravings than you can otherwise.
And they're amazing.
Yeah, and they're beautiful. I have some really great pictures from like years and years ago from just that queue, just like waiting. So that's cool. Like that you can get those engravings, if nobody knows, the engravings on the Tree of Life of different animals, they're all hand done. So they're really...
By me.
Just by you?
Just by
wow.
me.
How long did it take you? Like
summer.
A couple days?
Yeah.
They're all hand carved. You can go on YouTube and like see videos of them
extraordinary
doing it. They're great.
Yep.
The other thing I think is really fun is that like it really feels like you're in a tree. So if they don't change that, I don't know why they would. I mean, there's no hiding it. You're going into a tree. It just feels like you're in a tree. It's kind of dark. Feels really like cavernous. Like it's cool. And what I liked about when It's Tough to Be a Bug, I don't even think a lot of people notice this because I put a video up like not that long ago and people were like, where is this from? I'm like, the ride that's been there for 80 years. Like, there were these posters on, do you hear the dog?
No.
Oh, there were these posters on the wall of like Broadway shows, but like with bugs.
Yeah.
I
remember
it
that.
It was just cute and clever and kind of like just an extra added little thing to keep you busy if you even noticed that they were there. So I'm gonna miss that queue, and I'm really excited to be able to like go back into the Tree of Life soon.
Yeah. Do you want to say your favorite, or do you want me to say my worst?
That was my favorite.
I'm just
a hard
along
time
for the
keeping
ride,
up with
kids.
this.
Do you want me to?
What
know
is
what I mean?
your favorite?
My favorite is Expedition Everest, which
I know.
I'm sure you would have
100%.
selected had you had the opportunity. And you're more than welcome to come on my ride vehicle, Mind Your Step, and we can both talk about why it's so cool, because it's incredible.
Yeah, it's great.
Gee, I mean, talk about painting the lore. You walk through, oh man, this like real immersive, almost like 80s era like museum, but it's specific to that region of Asia, it seems to me, and it's all about like, from as you move from space to space, the history and the legacy of this mountain and where you are, and the people of the hills, but also the Yeti. And as you go from room to room, like they steep you more and more into the lore of the Yeti until you get on the train and go on the ride and get to meet the man himself. But like, goodness, it's so good that it almost just seems like a regular museum queue that you would find at in a mountain outpost like this.
Yeah, it could be a walkthrough.
Yeah.
Like some of the other Disney parks around the world have just some like walkthrough experiences. It could be that. So you start out, the queue at the beginning is outside. And you're in like a spiritual, I don't know the religion. It's like Buddhist garden, Zen garden kind of place. And then you go into what looks like an 80s travel booking room, which is my favorite part of the queue. I love it. There is so much to see. You can't go slow enough for me. Like I've actually had people, I've said to people like, go by me because I want to look. And then after that, I don't know the exact order, but I'm guessing that after that is the Yeti Museum. Yeah, it's like a museum dedicated to Yeti researchers.
Yep.
It's a lot of fun. And then you end up, am I skipping a part? Because then I think where you end up is like to go to the ride vehicle, but you go past the posters that will change with your name.
Right,
if you've
based
scanned
on, like,
in.
you're scanning.
Yeah, if you use your Magic Band to scan in, like for a lightning lane, it'll say like welcoming Michael Bazzacco and Lindsay Petrolongo or whatever. And then what's nice is that you pretty much get right on the train after that point. You're not really standing there looking at the ride going by you. Like by the time you get to that point,
it's quick.
You're like next.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
I love that queue.
Yeah, it's one of a kind. All right. What is your least favorite queue at AK?
Navi River Journey.
Okay.
In Pandora. My least favorite part of the park. My least favorite part of Disney World. I think. Can you think of a place?
Campus.
That's not in Disney World.
Oh, true.
I mean, other than
this is us extending our hatred across the country.
I mean, other than like the parts of the parks that I would never go into, like in Hollywood Studios, I'd never go to
Animation Courtyard.
Sure, like and who does, you know? But like besides that kind of stuff, I mean, I think I even like the circus area in Magic Kingdom better than I like Pandora. I just don't like Pandora. I think that the lights are cool, and that like the plants are cool. But there's almost no kinetic anything except for the waterfalls that are not like in your face. They're like easy to miss.
Sure.
I don't like the floating mountains. I just don't like anything over there. I really like Flight of Passage.
Do you find that the queue for Navi River Journey really is just an extension of the nothingness to you that is Pandora?
It's just like nothing. It's just you're like out. It's like an open air covered outdoor queue with a bunch of like wooden-ish structures. There's nothing to. I mean,
I'm sleeping.
It's not nothing. There's like deck. Can't even call it decor. I really don't even know what to call it. It's just like themed pathways.
It's Navi earthliness.
I actually don't dislike the ride, but the queue is just a slog. I don't like it. There's nothing to like about it.
There's
fair. Nothing to like about your least favorite either.
Yeah, my least favorite for Animal Kingdom queues is Flight of Passage, and it's like a funny juxtaposition, not a juxtaposition, but it's like a funny almost like a sister ride to Guardians in that regard, because the ride itself is really something. You know, if you're at Disney and have the opportunity to go on Flight of Passage, you absolutely should. It's like an enhanced, more adventurous, fantastical version of Soarin'. It's really, really cool. But all the same reasons I dislike the Guardians queue are basically the same here. It's so long. There are so many, to me it seems like there are so many like endless hall sections. And there's two like chunky pre-shows. One has like an interactive element that I never want to participate in. It's the pits. It's so long to me.
I don't remember that queue other than it being like a concrete building.
Yeah, that's like pretty much what it is.
Like you're in a garage at like a hospital.
It's kind of like, you know.
Is that all there is to it besides the pre-shows?
Besides, I for what I can remember, it reminds me a lot of Dinosaur, but like Dinosaur gets the excuse.
Dinosaur also has like a museum part.
You're right. That's like what rescued it for me. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the Flight of Passage queue whatsoever.
Yeah, one of my criticisms of Disney World is that I think, and this used to be more like on trend than it is now, so I really don't even know why they ever do it in anything somewhat modern. But there's like this trope of you're going to work.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're going to research something, or you're training for something, you're in your training day, or like something like that. And I like that because it reminds me of when I was a kid. And like I always thought that was like fun and exciting when I was a kid about Disney rides. But it can be really misused and overdone, and like that ride is so. I don't like Pandora the Land. I don't like Avatar the movies, and I love Flight of Passage. But for such a magical, mystical, colorful, creative ride, why did they pick that as the queue? Like, I don't want a stodgy scientist talking to me where I feel like I have to clock into work. It's such a silly theme. And sometimes I think they just don't know what to do. Like they're so used to doing that kind of queue and pre-show.
I think that's very authentic to the Avatar films, because I think that's kind of like a big part of the movies is the science that humanity brings to this, you know, fantastical place. But
I don't care.
I know. I don't care either.
You know?
Yeah.
You still have to think about, but like what's interesting to stand in. I mean, Disney, to their credit, a lot of the time will do an in-park experience inspired by IP, you know, intellectual property, like a movie that's not exactly like it. Like Moana, like the Moana Journey of Water. Like, you know, or even Tiana, like Tiana's, you know, they really can like figure out how to continue the story or have an offshoot of the story. So why not with that? Why?
It's funny.
Why Disney? Why?
It's funny that Tiana also has a little bit of the we're going to work. If you think about it.
Yeah.
You're not going to work. You're going to a workplace.
But it's not industrial work.
No,
it's not like all buttoned up industrial work where it's like you feel like you're being talked at.
I get it. Yeah. Well, friends, that is our best and worst queues at Walt Disney World. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we'll do this again because we definitely didn't cover a lot of queues, especially at Magic Kingdom. There's like a million that we didn't cover. Thanks so much for listening, guys. Be sure to check us out at DisneyForCouples.com and go sticker shopping.
Yeah.
We have Disney Parks inspired waterproof vinyl stickers that are getting a lot of love. We're selling out of some designs,
yes.
and we don't always restock them, so go check them out. Go to Magical Sticker Store on Etsy, or just go into our show notes and click the link at the bottom. Happy shopping, and be sure to stay young at heart like Walt would want.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.